Okay, good to see everyone this morning. Rep your city, rep your city. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois, aka the Windy City. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, X, and all the other outputs that I'm on. Got my brother here representing Syracuse. What up, Big Drew? We got Union in the building with the beautiful Love Wisdom. Hi, cutie pie. We got Fresno in the building. Who else we got here? Rep your city. Rep your city. We got New York in the building with my brother Goshen. Salute, salute. We got San Jose in the building. Everybody rep their city. We got Angola in the building. We got Naptown with my brother Quaven holding it down on the mod. Shout out to all my mods, all my wrenches out there. We got the state, rep your city, rep your city, rep your city. Well, I can't believe I'm up, but I woke up. So last night I binge watched Netflix presentation on Sean Combs called The Reckoning, produced by 50 Cent. I binge watched it. It's 4 episodes. They're about an hour long. And yeah. So I was watching that till early this morning. I think I started watching at about 1 or 2 in the morning. I think I finished about 6 this morning or something like that. It's 4 parts. I fell asleep like towards the beginning of the 4th episode. Woke up, it was ending. I had to watch it all over again. I didn't really go home. I said, no, it's not a series of movie. It's just a presentation. It's only 4 parts, like an expose or something like that. I don't know what you would call it, but it's called The Reckoning. So I didn't go home. I just stayed at the office, laid on the couch. Much respect. Everybody else support the channel. Support the channel. What's up, Afro National? Salute, salute. So, yeah, I had to watch the 4th part over again. Shout out to all my wrenches and mods. Much respect to y'all. Keeping my channel troll free. But yeah, I watched it and I binge watched it. Whoa. And now anybody that watches me all the time knows that 50 Cent is my favorite person in the entertainment industry. I got to get down to Shreveport. I got to go run 50 down and get me. I just needed 30, maybe 30-second, 2-minute cameo. I need a cameo. Okay. I got to holler at him. I need a gangster cameo. Okay. I don't want to get unalived. So I got to holler at him. I don't want to get unalived, but I could play some kind of gangster. I could be there. What's up, Mac? Hey, Johnny, what's going on with that situation? Did you take care of it? He's still alive? Listen, he better not be alive next week, or guess who's gonna be unalived? So I need to part in the movie. Or make him play a bad man, And boy, you should have knocked the man thing from out of his head, man. You should have knocked the thing, man. You should have popped on the man there, man. You can't believe you and boss you going on them bomber clot. So anyway, I need a part in the movie. It's something. I got to holler at him. Plus, I got a couple. Now, I would sell him some of my movie ideas. I got some cold movies. I need to holler at him. I got some cold. I'll sell him one of my movie ideas. But I watched The Reckoning. Sean calls The Reckoning. Ooh. Diddy is supposed to be doing no less than 20 years. Okay? Diddy's supposed to be doing no less than 20 years. Diddy is a scumbag. Straight up. Always been one. Was raised a scumbag. Serious business. Black people, y'all got to stop supporting people that don't deserve all that support, Put that support in somebody that's doing this positive. You know, all of this idol worship is ridiculous. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. That man ain't worth 2 cents. All of you people that support Diddy, you know how he would do you if you was doing business with him? He would do you so dirty. Okay? He would do you so dirty. Yeah, his mother created a monster. You know what I'm saying? She created what his mother and father was. Monsters. I tell you, whew, boy. Now, he's definitely, listen, Jasmine, he is definitely a psychopath. I kid you not. With your cute self. He is definitely crazy. Like, the man is a lunatic. Now, the first thing I want to do is 50 Cent. Now, I kept thinking about 50. And, you know, the bottom line is this. If I'm with a woman and you get with her and you do whatever you do with her when we broke up, that's not none of my business. If it's my child's mother, boy or girl, and you do whatever you want to do, that's not my business. But if you do a bunch of disgraceful stuff to my child's mother and it goes public, and my especially son, daughter too, but 100% son, 80% daughter. The daughter is going to be devastating, but not like the son. And so if you do all this stuff to my son's mother and it becomes public, and for the rest of my son's life, he has to deal with the way you shamed his mother, that's going to be a serious problem forever. Knowing that these women have children, he should have had the decency enough to keep whatever they was doing private and amongst adults. He's super foul. He targeted Phipps' baby's mama on purpose. With all the women out here, that's the one. He targeted that woman on purpose. And he targeted every woman he was with. Every woman, he was out to take women from men. He get around you, he be your friend, and his whole goal is to take your wife. Now, psychologically, because I'm a natural born psychiatrist, if a man wants to sleep behind you, any man that takes pride in sleeping behind you will sleep with you. Facts. Any man that takes pride in sleeping behind another man will sleep with the man. Because typically, the idea of sleeping with a woman that another man done been up in, typically we don't like that. And so if I meet a woman right now, one thing I don't want to hear about is her exes. because that's an instant turn off. I don't want to hear about her exes. Because once she started talking about her exes, then a man is attached to her body, and then her body is not as attractive. It's not just territorial, it's heterosexual behavior. I'm a heterosexual. So I don't like to think about men having sex. You understand? Now, the territorial thing is once I'm with her, I protect her. I protect the territory. I protect the property. I walk her to her car. But that's not territorial. It's heterosexual. A strong heterosexual man only wants to think about a woman. He doesn't want to attach you to a man. That becomes a turnoff. You understand? And so, see, Boomy is disrespectful to 50's son because, like I said, if it was Boomy and his son had to watch that about his mother, that would bother Booney too. So Booney's trying to play it like it's just about the woman. It's not about the woman. Booney is wrong. It's about the boy, right? Got to see this negative information about his mother for the rest of his life. And you're not taking care of my son if you're slutting out his mother, Booney. Right? So you over here on some personal stuff, that's on you. But you're not going to troll the chat. So make up your mind what you're going to do. You're going to either chill out or I'm going to get you out of here. Mods, put him on timeout till tomorrow. We don't want to see Booney no more because he's a little feminine. He's a little feminine. Standing up for that type of behavior. I would never want to be around you, Booney. You're not the type of dude I'd want to be around because we don't condone that type of behavior. And we don't brag about sleeping behind another man. We definitely protect the children, and we definitely not going to smut out no child's mother like that. So Booney is really not my type of person. Okay? I would never be around you. You don't have any morals or any decency. And so for sure, no matter what would have happened with that woman, it wouldn't have been personal if it didn't go public and 50's son have to see it. You see now, this Booney, this is why I'm saying this, because people like Booney don't really understand what I'm saying, right? Right? Real talk. So if you did that to my mother and I'm in a position, beast mode, at 50, I'm going to dog you too. Not only am I going to dog you, beast mode, if you go to prison for a long time, you ain't getting out because gangsters make the world go round. And a gangster is going to do part 1 and part 2. So for a lot of y'all watching, if a brother do something to me and he's bouncing around and making it hard for me to get him, if I can get him locked up, I can have him where I want him. Now I can put a bag on his head real easy like beast mode. See, this is, we talking, if you want to talk real gangster talk. If I can get you locked up, I can make sure you never come on. Because see, y'all remember one thing. all is fair in love and war. There is no rules in war. None. And young brothers, if you go by rules, you're going to lose because your opponent's not going to go by rules. You're going to find yourself going by rules, you're going to lose. You're going to 100% lose. You understand? Period. And so what 50 did, Diddy's finished. You understand? Diddy's finished. He says Diddy is more gangster than Fifth, and Diddy was allegedly sleeping with men. So it just show you what beast mode think gangster is, because gangsters don't sleep with men, bro. So your gangster is a little wankstery, but you never pop nothing. So the fact you think Diddy's a gangster is tripped out. Because Diddy went up in all the men too, allegedly. Real talk. The guy that worked for him that had 20% of the company, he went up in him. And then the other guy, the young producer guy, he said he woke up hurting. So that's not gangster, Beast Mode. Now, I don't know what's gangster with you. Where you live at? Because where I live at, that's LGBTQ. That's not gangster, bro. That's not gangster. So you definitely ain't no gangster, Beast Mode. You are not a gangster at all. Stop talking about gangster talk. You're not no gangster. You're the type of person, if I go to prison with you, I got to watch you. You'll try to set me up and go up in me. That's not gangster. Southside Queens, what that mean? That don't mean nothing. It's LGBTQ in Queens. That don't mean nothing about you and your character, where you from. It's lames everywhere, bro. Southside Queens don't mean nothing. What that mean? That don't mean nothing. It's lames everywhere. Listen, his name Beast Mode. You can't believe him. It's not his real name. Elon Musk and let us know people will be posting, and you go find out this might be an Asian, this might be somebody in Korea. You don't know who this is, okay? You don't know who he is. We don't know who Beast Mode is. Okay? That's somebody hiding behind a fake name. We're gonna take him serious. His name Beast Mode D-K4I. Like, who gonna take him serious? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We don't know this dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not built like that. Y'all, he not built like that. You know what I'm saying? Soon as a dude mess with men, he ain't no gangster. You know what I'm saying? He said dude's a gangster. He said Diddy's a gangster. Diddy's not no gangster. Never have been a gangster. He tried to use his money and hire gangsters to be his security, but Diddy never was no gangster. Wasn't ever built like that. Ever. Ever. The seed never fall far from the tree, and his daddy was a snitch. His daddy wasn't no gangster. His daddy was a rat. You understand? And so Diddy is a very disgusting person, and his career is over. His career is over. He's through. He's finished. Done. Done. That, the reckoning is heavy. It was 4 hours. I watched all 4 of them last night. Boy, it was heavy. And he's going to prison for the Tupac shooting. Diddy's going to prison for Tupac. Yep. Yeah. Diddy's going for the murder of Tupac. He's going bye-bye. Too sloppy. Too many people been talking. He's gone. He's going for Tupac. He's gone. Keefy D is going to tell everything. Keefy D is going to tell. Keefy D is going to tell everything he knows. That's a fact. Diddy was sloppy and out of line. For the young people watching me, Diddy is not no gangster. Anybody that tell you Diddy is a gangster is not a gangster. Okay? It's for the young brothers watching me. Anybody that try to tell you that Diddy's a gangster is not a gangster they sell. They're a lame, and they don't know what they're talking about, and they don't have no street credibility. Because gangsters don't get high on their own supply. Okay? When you hustling, you slinging, or you doing whatever, one thing you don't touch is drugs. You never touch it. You understand? That's why I say beast mode is emotional. Somebody, where's my mods at? Why is it in beast mode? Okay, I got to do it. Why isn't he on? Put him on timeout till tomorrow. He's too emotional. He's too feminine. He acting like Diddy is his baby mama or something. It's too much cheerleading. He need to get some pom-poms and a skirt that say "Go Diddy." You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody doing, bro. You over whooping. You know what I'm saying? You love Diddy that much? Really? Boy, he just loved Diddy. Pause. You understand? And so Diddy's not only going to go to prison for the Tupac murder, his life is on a time clock right now. It's ticking. Okay. Yeah, you come back tomorrow too. We don't do cheerleaders, bro. Come back later. We don't do trolls and cheerleaders and all that. We don't do that. Get you some pom-poms. And so anybody that watched that supports Diddy is definitely questionable. Because his behavior is just atrocious. It's just unbelievable, the things he was doing. To the point where, really, if you know somebody that support him, they need to be watched. If you know somebody that support, like if you see somebody doing something foul, all type of deviant behavior, also watch their supporters. Watch their supporters. Anybody that supports somebody that's doing like deviant behavior like that, you got to watch their supporters. because birds of a feather flock together. And one thing we don't do, we don't use substances to get women. We're not all caught up with sleeping with another man's woman. That's deviant behavior. If you're a man and you see a man with a woman and you want that woman, with all the single women out here, there's other issues there with you. You're the type of man you never could build a strong community because this man within the village or within the community wants to hurt the other men. Okay? So you can't have a community where this king and queen together, this king and queen together, this king and queen, and they have families and children because you got these weirdos that want to sleep with the other king's queen and break up the family and don't want her. Once he trash out that family and break up that union and run through her, he throws her to the curb. So they destroy families. You know what I'm saying? People like Diddy destroy families. That's why he has no family. He just bounces around. He just bounces around. He just got a bunch of children. He introduced his boys to all this deviant behavior. He's a horrible father. He's a horrible husband. He's a horrible businessman. He's a horrible friend. He's a horrible person, just terrible, totally. He's horrible. 100%. And this documentary exposed who he was working with early, who he came into the business with. Okay. The other music tycoon he got with the second time. I'm not going to say no names because you two be acting funny, but y'all know what I'm saying. The people he was in business with, you know their reputation. You know, you see what happened to Whitney Houston. You seen what happened to Phyllis Hyman. And everybody signed under that one person. That, okay? You understand? You already know. So it was a whole, basically satanic situation, the dark side. You understand? He got pulled into darkness. You understand? On the dark side of things. Okay? He got pulled into the dark side. All you got to do is go back and look at all his imagery, and you could see what he was affiliating himself with. You understand? There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. This is facts. And so the documentary was I can't even begin to tell you how deep that was. Man, that was so heavy, man. When they ran through his whole life, and man, from a baby, that boy been twisted. From a baby, he was all messed up. And the crazy thing about it, he was soft. He wasn't no masculine man. Never. He wasn't never no gangster or nothing like that. His mama was trying to turn him into one, it appears. It appears that his mama was trying to make him be like the people that his daddy was affiliated with. You understand? And one thing about it, when you have children, they born how they are. So you could be the best businessman in the world. Your sons ain't gonna necessarily be born with what you got, because you gotta understand, you have children and they half you, half another person. And all of us got all this various DNA in it. So your children can pull any DNA from their ancestry. So you're not necessarily gonna have no son or no daughters. The daughter's necessarily not gonna be like the mama. The son ain't gonna necessarily be like the daddy. It don't work like that. They pull from the DNA of both parents. If I get a woman pregnant, that baby is half her DNA, half my DNA. Her DNA got all kind of ancestors in it. My DNA got enough. Child could pull from any of that. So the mother was trying to make Diddy be something he wasn't. She went to extremes to make him be hardcore. You watch the documentary. She was doing all kind of stuff to make him fight, because he was running on. He was a punk. But the mama, was having parties, doing things. He was born in corruption and sin. And he was born around snakes. Period. He not half the gangster. His mother is. His mother is the gangster for real. He's not. So she tried to make him be that. You understand? Now I'm in the music business. And let me tell y'all something. The music business is as dark as it gets. Seriously. It's dark. When all the mostly righteous people is at home, sleep at night, all those of us in the music business, we up like vampires. I worked at a studio called Tracks, and I worked in Studio B. There was 2 recording studios there. And what it is, you come in the building, there's a long hallway here, or you could walk down, there's a long hallway there. I'm in the long hallway in Studio B, down at the end in that studio. When you go in the studio, they right on the other side of you. Guess who was in Studio A? R. Kelly. And Studio A was his studio. Nobody else worked in there but him. He would have his tour bus parked in the parking lot, be sleep there, run around. But that was Kel's, booked out to the record label continuously. And I worked here and he worked there. And the 2-inch machines is in between. So when I go to my 2-inch machine, I could see his 2-inch machine. And I got these natural instincts. So I never messed with them. This was way before anything came out. I never dealt with R. Kelly. I would pull in the parking lot, get out the whip. I would see R. Kelly over there. I'd be like, "What's up, Kels?" And I would go to work. I never, ever, ever, ever associated with him, ever. I never spoke to him face to face, because I felt like that's being a groupie, and I'm not here to do no groupie stuff. I'm here to work. I don't care who's in the other studio. I'm here with my rappers to get them in there to work. I'm not here for that. Later, all that stuff come out. You know what I mean? You understand? One time we in the studio and they say some people coming in and I would have to go look out my studio because they're coming down the hall. Tell them down here, y'all. And when I opened the door, it was a white woman out there with a see-through dress, but she got no clothes under there, and she's on a substance, and she just wandering around, and she passed me and went in our side of the studio. She didn't know where she was at. She was out of her mind, and she was just wandering. I had to go in there and turn her around and open the door and put her out so she could wander wherever. She had no clothes on, but a see-through, sheer, I don't know if you call it a dress or what, but nothing. You could see everything. She had nothing on, no bra, no panties, nothing. And she didn't know where she was at. So, back in those days, you used to have to do skits. There would be skits in between the songs to break up the music. So I had the rappers bring some women down there because we needed some women to do a skit. Now, I wouldn't let the women be in the studio. They had to be in the lounge because I didn't want to teach the rappers to mix business with pleasure. We're not here, like I used to tell them, take your girlfriends to a hotel where it's $50 a night. Don't bring them in here where it's $50 an hour. One day, after the session was over, it was time to tell the ladies they can go home. We had got their recordings. I went to tell them they could go home, and they was like, R. Kelly came in there, R. Kelly came in there. Now, out of the ladies, one of the ladies used to always have her cousin with her. Her cousin wasn't none but like 16, 17. So it wasn't like we had underage girls around her. We didn't look at it like that because this old girl just with her cousin. You know how black folks is. We on some family stuff. So she just with her cousin. So we ain't really tripping over it because she not the one. The cousin ain't the one we want there. We want the older cousin there, and she always with her young cousin. In the black community, respect you sticking with your family. So they said R. Kelly came in there, and out of all the women in there, guess which one he tried to talk to? All these grown women, pretty women. He tried to talk to the 16-year-old. I think she may be 17. She might have been 17. Out of all them women in there. Because they didn't like it. They was like, and he came in here, and out of everybody he tried to talk to, he talked to D. And I'm not going to say her full name, but it started with a D. They was like, something wrong with him. Out of all us in here, he tried to talk to the little girl. I said, are y'all serious? They said, yeah, he tried to talk to the baby. That wasn't even there to work. She just with her cousin. What am I trying to say? In the music business, it's dark. There's a lot of people want to cheat you out your publishing, cheat you out your money, don't pay you for performing. A lot of illicit substances, a lot of alcoholism, a lot of weird stuff in the music business. Gangster stuff. I had to take a 357 with me or a Glock with me to the studio because there'd be gangsters in there. Like there'll be real street dealers that start a record label and bring his crew, and his crew is all some grimy dudes from the south side or the west side. And they be up in there, they bring that gangster stuff from the streets to the studio. I'm trying to de-gangstify myself and go in the music business, but I'm outside. So a couple dudes got, a little straightening. You understand? Because there's like 5 or 6 of them, but it's just me. But my reputation precedes me. Because we go into different studios too. We're not just working at Chicago Tracks. We working at Chicago Recording. We're working at all the studios, and you run into these gangsters. But in the streets, there's levels. So you got gangsters, and then you got these gangsters, like that. Yeah, I wasn't no gangster. You got these gangsters, got these gangsters. I was a dealer, and in the dealer world, it's different. It's small amounts, bigger amounts. The people that get it when they come in, and then the 3 people that really, the people that get it from the people that get it when they come in. Then there's like 5 people that get all the work when they came in, everybody up under them. And I'm up under one of them, which puts me above them gangsters because they getting their work from somebody that's working with the 5 at the very top, which I'm connected to one of them. So you're a little boy. I could make a call to your big man in your area, and there's going to be some problems. So I wasn't a gangster. I was hustling. But I was extremely mean if necessary. And it's dark. It's all kind of deviants. It's all type of criminals. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. Yup, de-gangstified. Yep. It's bad. It's real bad. All type of perversion. All type of take advantage of artists. And definitely abuse women. Abuse women. Abuse the studio workers. White dudes have been jumped in there for accidentally erasing a bass line or something. It's dark. And when you go to events, you around, and you VIP and you backstage, you around the Jay-Z's, the Dame Dash, the Diddy's. I don't name drop, but you be backstage with these characters. You understand? You can get in it, but you just have to stay in your lane, and you can't socialize. You can get in it and you can avoid all of that, but you just get in there, stay in your lane, do your work, and that's it. You don't socialize. And it was dark with Bad Boy in there. Very dark with Puff. Very. You know what I'm saying? He was doing all type of stuff. And when you live in LA, you find out things about LA. Right? So there's things that we know, those of us that live in LA, there's LA things we know about Hollywood. Well, the music industry is the same way. When you get into the music industry, you also find out things that people that's not in the industry don't know. So many of these things that's coming out, those of us in the music industry, we've been knew a lot of this stuff. And it's like a secret society. Nobody say nothing. But we been knew about dude. You know what I'm saying? We been knew about Diddy. This is a teenager right here. This the one that they flew all the way from, I think, Michigan on a jet. He's supposed to be under the prison. But it's like with statutes of limitations saved him. Saved him. They've been on some weird stuff. And he defiled everybody he got around. Everybody he got around that wasn't strong, he defiled them, including Biggie. Biggie would have been in trouble if he was still alive. This girl wasn't number like 15 years old. Facts. This girl wasn't number 15 years old. Biggie said, better known as Lucifer. Listen to his lyrics. He was a Satanist. He said Christopher, better known as Lucifer. He had a clothing line called 666. For real. For real. Diddy behind that situation with him too. Diddy, man, Biggie wanted to be in Europe. Diddy forced him to stay in LA. Biggie's leg was already hurt. He didn't want to be in LA. That stuff been dark. They been, you know what I'm saying? Don't no man do his leg like that and his hands like that. We don't make them moves. And they knew it. Everybody knew it for years. Everybody knew that Diddy was a weirdo. But in that world, you know, they can't expose you if you're too close to other people. So if you're too close to other people, they can't expose you. You get protection based on the other people you're around. So the documentary is really just going to really open up a whole, everything's going to come out. Everything is going to come out now. And that documentary was heavy. That documentary was heavy. And all of this information that I've been kind of talking about is about to come out. It's getting ready to be crazy. And there's no way he's not going to prison or worse. His career is ruined. Supporters will have to back away because supporting him, you're going to look, it's going to be incriminating on you. People are going to be saying, What type of behavior do you have? So everybody's gonna have to back away from them. Everybody's gonna have to back away from them because they just open up a whole can of worms. I'm telling you, man. If you haven't watched the documentary, you need to go check it out. For sure. If you haven't seen it, you need to go see it because the way it was put together, it opened up a whole lot of stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you straight up. It opened a whole can of worms. I mean, it's all downhill from this point. I don't think he'll ever hit the streets again. I think he'll be indicted for the Tupac situation. Or worse. That's what I think. Because this was like crazy. I would advise you to go watch it. You're gonna feel strange watching it. You're gonna feel strange. It's just the weirdest thing. And so, you're gonna feel strange if you watch it. It's very, uncomfortable. I was kind of like, uh, it's like being in suspended animation if you watch it. Yeah, it's on Netflix. And a lot of people uh, and a lot of people is in trouble. A lot of people are in a lot of trouble. A lot of associations. Uh, that's why you've been seeing people disappear. You've been seeing people get out the way. You've been seeing people leave their churches and all type of stuff. And this is why. Because it's getting ready to go all bad. And now they're going to start releasing everything. So I would advise you to go watch it. And then when you go back and you look, you can see what you couldn't see at first. When you go back and look, you'll see, oh, this man was crazy. Oh, okay, he was crazy. He was just getting away with whatever. Who do this with that kind of money? You know what I'm saying? Who function like that? You understand? And so a lot of people is not having a good week. Okay? Because pictures that people just blew off, they ain't gonna blow these pictures off no more. You understand? Now people will look at these pictures and go, oh, okay. Wow. Because a picture's worth 1,000 words. So people will look at these pictures and these people in these pictures And then it all makes sense. You understand? So I would advise you to go watch it. You know what I mean? So many people is shaking in their boots. A lot of people. A lot, man. Let me tell you something. The industry is going to be in a uproar. You understand? Definitely go watch it. Go support Netflix and watch it. 50 did an excellent job, and you got to be careful who you go to war with. And going to war with 50, you really better have yourself together. Because he don't got to be no gangster no more. He's a businessman, so he can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you can see I'm almost at a loss for words because I just woke up and I went to sleep watching that. I fell asleep on the fourth part and woke up and watched it again. It was just it was put together so well. They pulled up everything. They pulled up that man's whole life and they condensed it into 4 hours. Bruh, it's that deep. They took his whole life and they condensed it. And they showing stuff, don't know, and they got footage of him. That's why Diddy trying to sue and trying to stop it. They got his personal footage. And interviews and information from people that was there. And I'm telling you, Diddy is finished. This is so bad that people will stop publicly saying they support him. Let me tell you something. If you're watching me, don't you get out here on this internet and say you support Diddy. If you support him, that's cool. That's on you. You got the right to, but do not, for my subscribers or people that do not make it public that you support Diddy. Keep it to yourself. Everybody ain't got to know everything. Don't associate yourself with Diddy. I'm telling you right now. If you go publicly and let people know you support Diddy, your reputation is going to go down because people are going to question your morals. I'm telling you, because it ain't nobody in their right mind that support that. And we ain't going to even get into Suge because there's rumors about Suge too. We ain't going to get into him, okay? Sometimes when a devil clashing with somebody, they clashing with another devil. You understand? Because there's rumors about Suge, what they used to do to men to violate men. Ray J told it. You know what I'm saying? Ray J told it. It ain't that deep. Like I said, Elijah, you can go out there and put your reputation out there if you want, but it's very deep. It's very deep. Why would I take your word for it? It's very deep. And I don't know if you know nothing about wounds being opened, but a serious wound has been opened. And from here on out, it's going to get crazy. That documentary was heavy, boy. It was put together really well. It went back from to his daddy, his mama, his childhood, all the way up to now. It was crazy. Very damning. Diddy's done. Only at first with men, ain't no decent men that got like women and children. They gonna support that. Only weirdo dudes, right? Single, right? Suspicious. They the only ones gonna support that. Ain't no strong heterosexual man, no father. They ain't gonna support that. Definitely ain't no man that got daughters gonna support that. A man that got daughters that support that, you have to question, dude. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no dudes, I got 3 daughters and 3 sons. And Diddy would have did something to all of them. That's a fact. Allegedly, according to this, none of them would have been safe around dude. Dude is somebody that got in the black community, built a big business and threw it away with his dark side and his negative behavior, and let his negative behavior ruin a black business to the point he ended up on substances and out of his mind. He ended up on substance. You can't take a woman who don't want to go. Yes, you can. How old is you? You must be young. You must be young. You ain't been outside. You ain't been outside. Yes, you can. You can take a woman or a man that don't want to go. You can do things to them to make them want to go, then take them. People was drinking drinks and didn't know it was drugs in them. Facts, Matt. They was spiking people's stuff, and people just wake up the next day. So you don't know what you're talking about. You could serve soda where you done took the top off and put some in it, put the top back on it, and do anything. And then if you get them addicted, you could change their behavior. You ain't outside, Matt. You ain't outside. You probably are just a civilian. You don't know what you're talking about. You could totally use a form of witchcraft to manipulate people. Back in the day, they had Spanish fly, and they would put Spanish fly in women's food and stuff like that. And next thing you know, she doing some stuff she don't want to do. You can definitely take a woman and have her do something, not only that she don't want to do, you can do, she don't even know what's going on, Matt. You can have a person where they don't know where they at, they don't know what's going on. Like the dude said, he just woke up and he was sore. That producer. He said he started messing with that stuff with Diddy. He said he started waking up in the bed with women, and he don't know how he got in the bed with them. And then he said one day he woke up and Diddy was in the bed with him. Dude said, one day I woke up and Diddy was in the bed with me, and I was sore. It's people spilled parts of their life that they really helping the community, like they telling stuff for the community, because a lot of people would never tell that. So if you look at that documentary and see all the people that told uncomfortable stuff, imagine how many people ain't telling for the sake of their own reputation. Imagine how many people that's not telling. You understand? Imagine the people that's not telling. So it's like for the young people watching, if you go somewhere, don't be drinking, don't be eating. And always take your own bottle and make sure you open it. Ladies that got fingernail polish, that you could dip your finger in the drink, and if it turns a certain color, your drink is spiked. Never leave your drink uncovered, ladies. Cover your drink when you're sitting at a bar. they're also dancing and dropping stuff in your cup when you're not looking. So they got this new thing where they have these pills, and you dancing with your cup, and he back here. And when you ain't looking, he'll take his hand over your cup and drop something in your cup. You get dizzy, he pretend you his friend. Say, oh, my friend don't feel good, I'm taking her home. Walk you right out the club. For real. They sneak spiking drinks. They'll know you like watching the liquor, so they'll put it in the soda or put it in the juice that you mix your liquor with. So ain't nothing in the liquor. You crack the liquor bottle open, but the juice is spiked. The stuff you be smoking, spiked. I got a friend, he went with his cousin, and he ended up with some horse tranquilizers. He ended up in the hospital a year, couldn't come back to school. Right now, the fentanyl is out here. It could be in anything. That's why Rasta roll our own. You'll never see Rasta smoke nobody else split. That's a fact. Ask somebody. They have to have our own herb and roll our own spliff. Boy, we not hitting that. We not hitting that. So like all that socializing like that at them weirdo parties, especially house parties and stuff like that, ladies stop doing that stuff. Because they're doing anything. They're spiking people's drinks, smoke, and everything to get you. And they will get you and they will film you and they will sell the film. They will film you and sell it. You'll be out here when you're 20 and you be 40 and somebody put a video on and you in the video back 15 years ago where they did all type of stuff to you. My boy, you would go by his house, he'd be watching porn and stuff. And one day he put on some porn. But the lady, I couldn't verify that the lady wanted to be there. I said, bro, do you know what you're watching? Can you verify? Because it don't look like she want to be there. Is she a hostage or is she doing that on her own? I said, bro, and I stopped hanging with him because I'm like, bro, this what you be doing watching this? A lot of that stuff be illegal activity. You can't verify if these women is really there. You know what I'm saying? Are these women really there? Or are they hostages? Nobody can verify who they are. Seriously. Who is them people? Especially them women. Sometimes they have their faces covered up and all that. Yeah, they got snuff films. Yep. All type of stuff. Back in the day, they had what they call lockdowns. I never would go to them. And a lockdown was like these big dealers had a lot of money. They'll get a house. And all these women and some dudes. So it's always more women than dudes. So let's say it'll be like 20 women and 7 dudes. And you come Friday and you can't leave till Sunday. It's called a lockdown. And once you in there, you can't leave. My boy, Ryan Gresham, he was an engineer. And he was working with Rick James. And Rick James invited him to a hotel party. And Rick James had like 2 rooms. And Ron said he knocked on the door. He said a big dude opened the door and let him in. He said he went in. Rick James was in there, a bunch of people partying. They had the door open between the 2 rooms. Everybody was in the 2 rooms party. He said, but I should have known something. He said, because once dude let me in, Pharaoh, He said he closed the door and sat his chair back in front of the door and sat in front of the door. So he said after so many hours, he was ready to go. He went in the other room. It was another big old dude sitting in front of that door, and he couldn't leave. He said Rick James had him in that room for like 30-something hours, and he couldn't leave. Had two big securities with their chair in front of the door. Once you come in, you can't leave. I could tell a lot of stories like that. I've been in the music business. Some rooms you go in, you ain't going to come back out the same. And we won't even get into prison. I haven't been to prison. But mess around and go in the wrong cell with somebody or his tip, his little, go in there. And as soon as you go in there, 5 dudes going to come in there behind you. They're going to throw you down. They're going to put a pillow over your head. And when they get through with you, you're going to the infirmary to get stitched up. It's dark out here. And some people you be around that be smiling in your face. Man, you will be surprised. For real. Acting and movies, Hollywood and music. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. It's dark. Real dark. Don't go to them parties or any of that stuff. And they prey on the weak, right? They prey on the fact you want to make it in the music business. Oh, you want to make it in the music business? Not only will they abuse you sexually and mentally, they'll abuse you financially and take all your music and you won't get nothing. You'll sign a bogus contract and you won't get a dime. Not a nickel. It's very dark. And the music business in Hollywood is like this. No matter how good you are, if you don't want to play ball, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. That's why so many rappers got to make their money doing shows. You got to build your own audience now and do shows. Because if you don't do what them people want you to do, you are not going anywhere. Period. Your career not going nowhere. The people that do all the weird stuff, that go to all the weird parties, those are the ones go up in the game. That's an absolute fact. You basically got to sell your body and your soul to be successful. You had a problem with Lil Rod's story? Let me tell you something. Lil Rod wasn't lying. Lil Rod wasn't lying. The only thing Lil Rod left out is he was already strange. He was already strange. But, and I'm not saying he gay. I'm just saying if I'm a gay man, you could still grape me. So just because I'm a gay man, that don't mean I agree for what you're doing. So if I go to a party, I might be a bisexual, but I still am just like any other heterosexual. So in other words, I'm a heterosexual man. I like women. That don't mean you can spike my drink and have all type of women do stuff to me that I didn't agree for all of this here. So a lot of them people was, a little strange sexually, but you still manipulated them and did stuff to them to the point where Puff lucky to be alive. He was taking so many substances. He was taking so much substances that the reality is him getting busted saved his life. Puff probably wouldn't even been here if he didn't get arrested. He probably would have OD'd. Seriously. Because in the music business, you got dealers that work within the music business, okay? So it's like, I guess I could tell this part. It's going to be in my book, but I'll tell y'all just because it fits this. Like when I was dealing, I could say names that people that was getting like whole ounces of C for them and their crew and calling me back again. When people like Whitney Houston would come to town, my phone would ring. The Smashing Pumpkins, my phone would ring. And it's not them getting it, it's people that work in the studio that know me that's getting it. You understand what I'm saying? So they come to town, they say who got it, they be like Pharaoh, and they call me and I serve you. They don't know me, they don't call me direct. They call me through the engineer or somebody like that. The engineer got to connect. And they ask the engineer, you know, I could get this and that? They'd be like, yeah, and they going through ounces, not no normal amounts. And when they come to town, you make a quick $6,000, 10 grand, 3 grand, 5 grand for one client. I made a lot of money like that. And when they come to town, I mean, you can't believe they're going through that much substances. You don't got no other clientele going through that like that. You thinking to yourself, these people going, this why you be wanting to get out the business, because they could unalive themselves, an investigation happen, and you going down. The guy that played Archie Bunker, remember his son OD'd, and they changed the law. If you sell somebody a substance and they OD, you get a murder case for that. You get a murder case. That's one reason I got out the business. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. When I first started going live, and I was going live, and about 3 years ago, when I was on here telling y'all I used to be in the business, I was still serving people. I was on here going live saying one thing. As soon as I logged off, I was going serving. Facts. I didn't get out the business. I only been out the business now about maybe 2 years. I've been on live 12 years. Y'all never knew I was out there. Still with that thing. I was still a hustler and a gangster when I was on here telling y'all I wasn't. That's a fact. You see how people was getting on here playing me and talking crazy? And how I used to watch. I wasn't playing. They would have got hurt for real. Don't let YouTube fool you. This is a fact. And when the hotel's on there, I was weaning myself. Less customers, less, till I got off of it. It's like, that's what my book gonna be about. The dealers is like addicted too. Facts. Just like how you gotta, like when you get on substance, how you gotta go to rehab to get off, the sellers gotta do the same thing. They gotta get off. They gotta find another income. They gotta start weaning off of their customers. Usually you just stop taking more customers and wait till the customers you got just kind of fade out. I got down to where I was just doing green. And then the last one customer, her husband passed away and she moved out of town. And that's when I was done. I only stayed in it for her. She didn't know nobody. I was dealing with a lot of older people. She didn't know nobody else to get it from. So at that point, I was doing it as a public service for these customers I had a long time. So I just stayed in it just to take care of them, so they wouldn't have to go out there and be looking. And finally, when the last one gone, that's how I got out. And then the fentanyl. The fentanyl made me stop answering the phone at all. My boy was like, "Still, man, you want me to get something?" I said, "No, man, it's fentanyl. I'm not catching no murder case." These is facts. So the fentanyl drove a lot of people out of it. If Diddy lucky, because with the fentanyl, if he was still going now, it would have went bad. Because you ain't going to always test it. Or they might have some in their purse already. And you got some, but then they got some. And then they use what they got. You understand? Yeah, I was out there in Harvey World. Everybody know I was out there on 156th Street, right there, right off of Wood, a couple blocks off. Everybody know I was really that in Harvey. And I got in the music business and started to change because I had young rappers. I didn't want to be like what Diddy was. I was trying to get the young rappers to change their life and really get into the music. But now I'm taking the rappers around all these demons. Yeah, I was on 156. I lived on 156 right there. I lived on 156 right down the street from the hospital, east of the hospital. Once you cross Wood, then a couple blocks, I was right there. 156, a brown house on the alley. And so y'all go watch it. I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good. Go watch it. It could really help your life. If you got teenagers, make them watch it. If you got teenagers, make them watch this. If you got youth that's college students, young people in your family, anywhere from 30 years old down, not little kids, but anywhere from 14 years up to 30, make them watch this. Seriously. This could save a lot of people's life. It's deep. Because Diddy got caught up in something and just crashed out. You know what I'm saying? And it's the way you raise your children too. And sometimes you raise your children, you want your children to be gangsters and you want to make them too tough. They might not be built like that. You can't make your son be tough if that ain't what he is. You got to let your children be who they are and nurture them how they are. And you got to be careful when you go to these parties and to these events. I'm telling you, you can't drink that drink they got. You can't drink that punch. You got to see the liquor bottle be busted. And once they busted and pull you a drink, don't let them pull you a second drink now that the bottle been opened. Take your own bottle and protect it. Ladies, protect your drink. Stop sitting your drink down and not paying attention. Protect your drink. And like I said, they got stuff like fingernail polish that if you touch your drink, it'll turn colors if somebody spiked your drink. You really got to pay attention. It's real evil out here. And it's some men, they don't get off from having sex. They get off from abuse. They get off from doing something that you don't want done. That's what excites them. For real. You got some men, they only enjoy dominating you. The fact that you don't want to sleep with them makes them want, that's what they want. The fact that you somebody else's woman, that's what they want. You got men out here, they target other men's women. That's what they want. They want another man's woman. They want to sleep behind another man. They have a weird infatuation with men. When you meet men that brag about sleeping with somebody else's woman, he really wants to sleep with her man. He's getting the DNA, your DNA, secondhand. So if I got a woman and you want to sleep behind me, you want my DNA. You're a DNA vampire. This is what's really going on, because everything you do to her, you get in my DNA. My DNA is all over her. They say that the semen goes up behind the women's eyes and it stays forever. And that every man she slept with is inside of her. That's why sometimes you get with these women and you see her personality keep changing. That's all the men she slept with before she slept with you. It will actually really drive them schizophrenic crazy. It will drive them crazy. Yeah, I've seen what Eric Sermon said in Key PD. Eric Sermon hates Diddy, but he just didn't want to show that part. You understand? Soon as Diddy seen them dudes with a woman, he wanted their woman. There's vampires. Man, listen, there's real vampires. There's energy vampires. There's sexual vampires. For real. They don't want their own woman. They want one that's been with you. If you're with a man and he trying to have a twosome with you and one woman, that man want to be with you. He just using a woman to see you sexually. Soon as you see two men with one woman, one of them men is a sexual vampire. The other one don't know what's going on. He getting off looking at you, not her. This is a fact. And in some of them cases, murder is a part of it. Blood sacrifices. Like, it's dangerous. Murder is associated with some of that behavior. Blood sacrifices. You got to understand, your semen and stuff is blood. How do you think you make a baby? Your semen is a form of blood that you put into the woman that mix with her egg and creates a human being. How? Where's the blood come from? The semen and the egg. So the whole oral thing is vampirism. Whoever do that is drinking blood. Facts. They say she's sucking, right? What do vampires do? They suck your blood. Change the word blood to the word that start with a D. So that act right there, oral sex, is for men to dominate the woman, to make her yours, to put your DNA inside of her. This is a natural thing people do, but you're supposed to be doing that with somebody you really love, that you're really trying to become one. But if you're just doing it with this woman, that woman, that's vampirism. Because you don't even want her. So now you got her do everything you could do, got a dark side and a righteous side. You can do stuff on the righteous side, on the dark side. It's based on your intentions on what you're doing. So anytime you're making love to a woman, whatever you're doing, it could be on the righteous side. But if you don't got good intentions with the woman, now it's on the dark side. If you love your queen and she loves you, everything you're doing is on the righteous side. If it's just for fun, it's on the dark side. If you think I'm lying, think about any times you went and there was some chicks and do like I got some chicks on where it was dark. You could feel the dark energy. You could feel it. The only time you have an sex and you feel the light is when it's with your queen or with your king that you really love. You could feel the righteousness when y'all have sex. But when it's that bust down type thing, it be dark. It be dark. And if you ain't really down with the dark side, as soon as you deal with the woman, you be ready to go. Tell me you don't be ready to go. Because it don't be no righteous there. When you with your queen you love and y'all have sex, you ready to lay there with her. You ain't ready to go. But when you on that dark side, soon as you ejaculate, you're ready to go. Why? Because there ain't no righteousness there. It ain't there. And then that could overcome you. You end up like a vampire, like a werewolf. Now you don't got no control of yourself. That's how you become a sex addict. Then if you become a sex addict, after a while, your sex starts to not be as good. Now you got to use substances. Now, right, you got to use Viagra. You got to use this. You got to use that. You got to use illegal substances to keep up this unnatural fornication. Because it's not meant for a man to have a lot of sex when he's too old to raise children. So once you get to the age where you too old to raise children, naturally your sex drive is supposed to come down. Your sex drive is only to reprocreate. That's all it's for. So now you 70 years old taking pills, trying to do something you ain't even supposed to be doing. Not like that. You're not supposed to be no sex monster when you're too old to raise. Sex is only for reproduction. That's it. To bring more people in the world. It's not for fun. It's not for fun. It's just made enjoyable to make sure that you make people. So it's made enjoyable to make sure people are already here on the planet. Now they want you to take all kind of pills, take all kind of illegal substances. Diddy couldn't perform without all them illegal substances. And then it got to a point he couldn't perform with them. So we're just watching other men doing it. Saving their stuff in a cup and drinking it. And making her drink it. All that was satanic. So listen, go watch it. Go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's something that you definitely should watch. You definitely should go to Netflix and watch that. Especially if you got daughters, you got sons, you got children, or you young and you out here, you definitely need to watch that. I ain't gonna lie. You definitely need to watch that. It's dark. And man, 50 did it. Man, 50 put the money up, but he gets the experts to do the work. And the people that he paid to put that together, man, they did their thing, man. They put that together. Man, that's heavy. And they put it together in a way where they didn't judge them. They put it together where you make the decision. That's the way they put it together. They didn't put it together. It's not anti-Diddy. It's just the facts. So it's not an anti-Diddy. It's not anti-Diddy. It's the history of what he really did. 50 don't got his emotions. You can see 50 don't got he don't got his emotions in it. I'm telling you. It's the facts. It's all the historical facts that they went and put it together. A lot of stuff we already know, but we never seen it all put together. He took all them little bits and pieces we've been hearing for years and put it together. It's deep. Diddy is done and probably going to prison for the rest of his life. That man going to prison because what they did, they opened up a whole can of worms. Man, let me tell you, it ain't this documentary gonna get it. It's the can of worms is open. And once people start talking, everybody start talking. Watch how many people finna come out. It's finna be bad. So go check it out, y'all, and stay out of that type of behavior, especially you men. Stay out of that perverted behavior. Exercise, get in shape, and find you a queen and settle down. Stop going from woman to woman to woman. Find you a queen. Take your time, court her. Talk to her for a while. Stop sleeping with her so fast. In some cases, she's going to be trying to get you to sleep with her fast. She's going to be trying to lock you in before you find out is she even what you're looking for. It's going to take you, listen, that's why your great-grandparents used to court and date first. Because it's going to take you 2 months to find out if this woman is what you want. That's a fact. And you still ain't going to really know her until you live with her. Stop going up in these women like that. And women, stop being desperate, letting any man just sleep with you. Take your time till you find the king. Victory.